Hello, this is AYB. Anyway, I'm gonna do something a little bit different. So for this video, I'm gonna go over all the current banners, and I'll be telling you which ones you want to pull on and which ones you want to skip. I've got to make it short and sweet, at least right now. I'm going to be telling you to skip most of these banners because they absolutely suck. There's no other way to really go about it. Like, there's some banners I'm gonna recommend, but for the most part, you might want to save your gems right now. Especially for any banners that are coming up. I'm sure there are gonna be some more in a couple of days, especially one in particular banner. If you know, you know. I've noticed that over 90% of you guys haven't subscribed yet, so if you're enjoying my content, be sure to like, subscribe, share the video if you want to, or comment down below. Just let me know if you need any help with One Piece Bounty Rush. I know I haven't really been playing the game other than doing some dailies, but you know, I could try to help if I can. Anyway, on to the intro.
Changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life and I won't look back ever.
So let's start with both of the Big Mom banners, the Defender Runner Big Mom and then the Blue Big Mom. I have to be honest, I've never really used Big Mom. I think the most I have is for rental, and I think it was Red Big Mom, but well, I'm not too sure how she is in the meta right now. I'd say skip. Red Big Mom especially has just fallen off the meta quite a bit. But ultimately, if you really like Big Mom, if you're a fan of her, I do recommend pulling. If you don't like her, I highly recommend skipping. Anyway, moving on to Stampede Boa and Stampede Bullet. Bullet, apparently, back in the OG days, he was pretty top of the meta. Right now, probably not so much. Honestly, I do not recommend pulling on this banner either. Kind of like with Big Mom, if you want Boa or you want Bullet, I would not recommend it. And if you are going to pull, you might as well go for the guarantee. You know, whether you're pulling with your Rainbow Diamonds or maybe you want to be a little bit different and spend money, like real money on this. Like, just think about it. You just need 3 tickets and $45. It's quite a steal when you think about it. But all jokes and trolling aside, I do not recommend this banner. Skip it, please. Moving on to the Sapphire banner. Now, unlike the other ones, I do partly recommend that you pull on this one, but only unless you want Sapphire. Now, there are 2 ways that I do recommend you go about this if you want Sapphire. If you don't want him, then just skip this banner like the other ones. But if you do, just do one of these 2 things. One, you can either pull 3 times, so spend the 90 gems and then go for the free pull, or you can go all the way to get 7 of the SP tickets that you see, and guarantee a copy for him. Now, why do I recommend doing either of these 2 things? Well, it's to limit the amount of Rainbow Diamonds you'll waste on this. Because with 90 gems, there is a fairly low chance that you get him. But that fairly low chance can get higher if you're really lucky. It just all depends, you know. Some banners you could just pull once and get the unit. Sometimes you just don't. But for 90 gems, you get 100,000 bounty coins and you get that free pull. So you have another shot at getting Zephyr. Keep in mind that Zephyr is also an EX. Arguably not one of the better EXs, but if you're interested in getting an EX, I do recommend doing this, doing the second method at least. So the second method is basically getting the tickets. So when you finish a page, you're gonna get 1 ticket. But keep in mind that you have to spend 180 rainbow diamonds per ticket. So that's I think that's about 1,000 rainbow diamonds you're spending. So that is pretty steep. I'm not going to lie about that. But compared to the diamonds that you have to spend on other EXs, I recommend doing it this way. But again, if you don't want Saphir, you can skip it. Now moving on to the new Fujitora and the new Aramaki. I do not recommend going for this banner at all. It's just going to be me. I'm just going to always recommend that you skip banners like this, because the problem is that units like this can be very, very good. From what I can tell, at least, I sadly do not have either one of these units, but looking at their traits, looking at how they operate in League, it seems as though Fujitora's okay, you know? But Aramaki seems to be the best choice in this. However, even with that, the problem is when new units like this come out, they could be as useful as possible, but they don't have any sales or discounts or anything on it. It's just 5 gems per single and then 50 gems per multi. That's how it is. And then some months later, they'll come out with another banner. Well, they have that, sometimes the exact same bounty fest or another useful bounty fest. And it's much cheaper to get them. So that's why I highly recommend you do not pull on this banner. It is what it is. Sometimes patience is the best virtue that you need in this game. Moving on to the 7 Warlords of the Sea. What the fuck is this banner? No, seriously, what the fuck is this banner? But yeah, as far as you could tell, yeah, just skip it. Very easy skip. I mean, you don't need the Law, you don't need the Crocodile, you don't need the Junbei, you don't need the Buggy, you don't need anyone on this banner. Especially with the new update that they have. You likely have a lot more units now that can cover the Warlords of the Sea tag. 7 Warlords of the Sea, I think it's like, if you need Warlord support too. And honestly, I think you can get all 4 of these units from a free, not free banner, but it is a very good free-to-play banner where you only have to spend 10 gems per multi, and you can get over 250 4-star units. Like, it's crazy shit. And it comes out about every 6 months or so. And I think it might be coming up soon, you know. So make sure to keep an eye out for it. I think all of these units are on there. So for some reason, if you need any of these Warlords, I do highly recommend going for that banner instead. And skipping this one. Now to the last banner I'll be talking about. There isn't really much to say about this one. I mean, the very first pull is free. That's as many times as you need to pull on it, honestly. There really is no reason to get any of the units that are on this banner. I mean, these banners partly piss me off. Not because the first pull is free. Like, I recommend going for just pulling on this once. Just because of that, but it's because they have Davy back Sanji and Davy back Luffy and, you know, other fairly good bounty fests, but they have a very, very, very low rate to get them. So it seems like the game makes you think that you can get these units on the banner when really there is a very, 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 very low chance of you getting them. Like, you could still get them if you want to take a risk on that. I won't stop you. But I've got to give you a little bit of taste of reality. You likely will not get them from this banner. And I think that's what ticks me off the most about banners like this. They will have actually useful bounty fests, but instead of giving you a free pull on that and giving you fair rates on those units, they will give you BS rates for honestly units that you don't really need and units that you can always get other ways. You know, I think they're on that free banner that I mentioned earlier. So honestly, other than pulling that free pull that I mentioned, there's no point in pulling this one. Like, after that, just skip it. And that's all I have for the video. Basically, all the banners kinda suck, and you don't need to pull too much this time. Just keep an eye out for any other banners that are coming up, and just save your rainbow gems. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment down below. Will you be pulling on any of these banners? If so, which one? Anyway, I'll see you guys later.
Jana!